It's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
Got Drew Jacobs with us.
Hey, Drew.
Howdy.
So yeah, things and stuff.
Things and stuff. Welcome to episode 531 of the Funny Music Podcast for August 20th, 2020. 2020. There's too many 20s in today's date. It's a good thing there's not 20 months in the year. How you doing, Drew? It's been a while.
Well, how are you?
Good.
You look good. You look rested and relaxed. Luke looks especially rested.
I don't know. Actually, I've been having trouble sleeping for the past year, so I don't know why I would look rested. Maybe
Well, it suits you.
Thank you.
I have been since there's been this heat wave the past week, I have intentionally shifted to for the most part sleeping during the daylight hours and being awake at night. So when I'm working on this commission thing, it's actually a decent temperature in my apartment, because even with the air conditioner going at full blast, it still gets to be about 80 in here.
Jeez, how do you sleep?
That's what I'm saying is.
But I mean, like, how do you sleep during the day if it's 80 degrees? I wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, I bought one of those oscillating fans, and I put it in front of my wall unit for the air conditioner, so the air conditioner blows the cool air directly in a fan, and the fan blows it around the apartment. So it's like, and it reaches over to where my bed is well enough that I don't know. I mean, I'm somehow able to get to sleep okay.
Whatever works. All right, let's do this thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well,
Besides
I
working
finally
nights.
went to therapy. Yay!
Yay!
I'm not sure what happened, but right after the self-quarantining started, I had an appointment with my therapist, who I would drive out to Glendale to go to. And I called into them and said, hey, are we going to do this over the phone because of the self-quarantining and like the day before the appointment? And they said yes. And they had my phone number and that he was going to call me. And then he never called me. And then I kept trying to call them back to find out what happened. And then they never called me back. So I just kind of like was going, well, I guess I'm not getting therapy then. I'm not sure what's going on. And I just kind of let it go all this time. And then last week when I was, I needed to go out there I called them to set up an appointment with my psychiatrist to get my medications refilled. And I got their machine again, and just knowing how unreliable they are about returning phone messages, I'm like, I'm just going to drive out there, go into their office real quick and set up an appointment for that. And then they also sent me, I asked, is my doctor available for therapy, the other one? and they said yes. So it's like I set those up, and I actually got to get on the phone this past week and kind of update my therapist and everything that's been going on with me since the self-quarantining began. So, it was good to touch base with him, and he thinks I've been handling things quite well over the past few months of this insanity world that we now live in. So there's that. I went to a drive-through art show.
Neat.
Greg Griffin's son Tex, who is 13, is an artist and does some really great abstract art, and he usually does it on these big pieces of wood or like found stuff like doors and things like that. And he's done art shows and actual art show spaces, but since the self-quarantining began, things like that just haven't been happening. So there's the animation company called Titmouse, which does tons of stuff for Adult Swim and other places. So I don't know how it happened, but Gray apparently knows somebody there well enough that they were able to get the use of the parking lot for Titmouse Studios at in the Hollywood location. And they basically set up all of these big pieces of art in kind of a big letter U shape that cars could drive through, and had a drive-through art show. And he did 3 pieces for live there, like spray painting up against these big pieces of wood up against a wall and stuff like that. And all of the money raised by the sales of the art there was going towards the charity Black Votes Matter, which is super cool. So, and it was a great show, and it was nice to kind of pull through and see the art, and then also just kind of, because my car has a license plate Lewski, and Gray happened to be walking towards Tex while he was working at the right time to just see the front of my car, and I just kind of waved, and she was like kind of jumping up and down and excited. Of course, everybody's wearing masks, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I kind of unrolled my window a little bit, and we were just kind of talking real quick. She's like, I'm so excited to see you. And I'm like, yeah, it's great. Oh, and the other thing was Bonnie Gordon of the Library Bards was like several cars behind me in line. So it was like, yeah, Bonnie's here too. She's going to come through. So it was great. And so that was just a cool thing to have happened. And, it's like, you could power Los Angeles from the proud mom vibes emanating from Gray. So that was really cool. Let's see what else. I recorded a episode of Tony's podcast, Escape from Vault Disney, because he stopped doing the podcast because he preferred doing them in person once the self-quarantining started. And then he just got to a point where he's like, you know what, we don't know how much longer this is going. Let's just try doing it remotely. So he set up a whole bunch of things for the past week, or for the current week, I should say, doing one episode a day with various people over Zoom. So I did one yesterday with my roommate Erica as another one of the panelists, and David from the Weird Alphabet podcast was the other guest. So,
cool.
So that, amongst other episodes, will be coming out over the month of September and such. So we have that to look forward to. And I recorded a new Tunes podcast with Kyle that'll be coming out on Sunday, where we talk about the new show Star Trek Lower Decks. Ooh, that just reminds me, I think episode 3 should be up by now, so I should watch that, because I love Star Trek Lower Decks. Oh my god, that show is so funny and awesome and perfect, and it's the Star Trek comedy thing I've been waiting for since forever. So highly recommend it. So what have you been up to?
Mostly planning for FuMPFest, because it's coming up very soon, and I'm not ready. I've mostly been trying to touch base with the various artists who are performing and figuring out sound and technology and how exactly this whole thing is going to run. And then even this evening, right before this show, like 20 minutes ago, I did a sound check with Carla Ulbrich. And that went really well. So that was fun. One of those quick sound checks that only takes about 3 minutes. It was really nice, except that she had her printer plugged in instead of her sound card, so it was using the wrong input. And I was like, yeah, it's really hard to get sound coming out of a printer. Those aren't really the sounds you want. But I told her if that's the only thing that goes wrong during FuMPFest, we'll be in good shape. So that's basically it. My life has been FuMPFest for the past week or so, and will continue to be FuMPFest for the next week or so. And last week, as I mentioned, I set it so that the title of the YouTube video was the proper episode and everything, so that when YouTube saved it, it had all the information there. Found out it takes about 12 hours for the video to show up. So what are you going to do? I'd rather do that than have duplicates of every episode up on YouTube. So if the video is not going to show up right away on YouTube, it will get posted sometime on Friday. Nothing I can do to speed up YouTube. So that's really about it. So Drew, how are you doing? How you been?
I'm doing okay. No complaints. We're making our way through the year as best as we all can. Summer.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
It's great because this is, I've been working when the pandemic first started. I was working from home, as a lot of people were. I'm downstairs. My wife was working upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then in June we started doing every other day in the office. I realized I got kind of spoiled. I was like, this is my man cave. So I'm working down here. I got everything that I want, all my toys, all my music, all, everything I need. And then after 8 or 9 hours, I go, I don't want to be here anymore. Become my man cage.
Yeah, see, I love working from home. I've been working from home since mid-March, and I'm hoping I never have to go back.
I've gotten used to it. I had to go in today, and I'm back. I'm home tomorrow, and the next week I'm Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the office. But I gotta say that I do enjoy being home a bit more. I think once the world becomes normal again, and I have to venture out the way I normally would, it could always be worse.
Yeah, it could definitely be worse. So you posted a song, first one in a little while.
Yeah.
So give us a quick intro. We'll give it a listen.
Okay. It's Don't Take Me Out to the Ballgame. I had almost every year we go to spring training, and this year we went down to Florida and flew in on March 12th. And my buddy picked us up and we went out to lunch, and he got a text almost immediately saying spring training is canceled. So we had a nice long weekend in Florida, hanging out and visiting. But really, that was the start of the pandemic. And I came home and I wrote. One good thing, I think, for me anyhow, for the pandemic, is I've been writing quite a bit more than.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah, so that's been a plus. And one of the things I wrote was "Don't Take Me Out to the Ballgame."
All right, so here it is. Don't Take Me Out to the Ballgame by Drew Jacobs.
Don't take me out to the ball game. They're playing without any crowd. The owners complain that they're losing their shirts. The players took pay cuts. The fans have it worse. So it's root for the home team. Hope they don't get COVID-19. There's just 60 games to determine the champs of the old ball game. Don't take me out to the ball game. They're changing some of the rules. They've got the DH in the National League. Now there's a job for Yazzie Elk Week, so it's root for the home team. Although many stars will not play, put an asterisk on every stat of the old ball game.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So I haven't been following baseball at all this year. I haven't actually in a little while, but basically ever since I canceled cable, a dozen years ago. But yeah, so what are they doing this year? I heard what was it, the Marlins, like half the team tested positive, and then they had to cancel a bunch of games, and what's going on?
That's just listen to the song. Everything. It couldn't have been more perfect. But yeah, the Marlins were the first ones that kind of got struck with it. The Cincinnati Reds. Now my Mets have 2 guys out, and they cancel the game tonight and for the next couple of nights. And so it's kind of going around.
Almost like a virus, you might say.
Yeah, like a virus. Exactly. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing. It's like a virus. Like a very evil virus.
It's remarkable.
Yeah, I don't know if there's what's going to happen next. We'll have to see. But that's what's happening. So they're canceling games and they're trying to make up games, and it's a real mess. It really is. But at the end of the day, I'm still watching.
Cool. Yeah, I read the coronavirus subreddit on Reddit, and they're constantly reporting about these schools that have opened and are now have dozens of teachers and staff in quarantine, and some of the schools are closing again, and and the top comment is always, if only there was some way we could have seen this coming. It's like, Yeah, you know.
There was only some organization that could have warned us.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like this is the new version of, you know, how every time there's, you know, unfortunately another, you know, mass shooting incident in America, how the Onion puts the same article out every time it changes the place name. It's like this is the new version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good, but we're hopeful it'll get better.
Yes.
We don't know when.
We are hopeful. I was hopeful we'd have an in-person FuMPFest, you know, and that this thing would have been over by now, and it might have been if everyone had stayed the fuck home, but no.
No, I mean that's. I think I've summed up my my opinion of it.
Yeah, that sums it up well, I think.
Thank you.
So you said you've been productive during the pandemic, at least. You've been doing a lot of writing.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of writing. I haven't done any performing. I've posted a couple of things early on online, just videos of me, you know, sitting here playing some of your stuff. But nothing, you know, nothing is like I see what Carla's doing, and you know, and she has a whole big production. It looks great. I just don't have the heart.
You want to see a good production of a live stream? Tune into Psycho Stick's concerts on Thursday afternoons. They're kind of on hold at the moment because their guitarist is out dealing with some family issues. But their stream is like professional quality. It's amazing. It's got on-screen graphics, and they take donations to a charity, and they have like a running tally on screen. It's amazing. It's really well done.
I'll have to look for that. I mean, for me, you know, and I see people doing the online live events, and some people get quite a few, and some people don't. And I think I reach more people doing a pre-recorded video of a song than I would putting all the energy into a live stream.
Yeah, probably. That's one of the reasons I haven't done a whole lot of live stuff other than this. You know, 'cause even this, I can tell you, we have 12 viewers right now, 9 on Twitch, 2 on Facebook, and 1 on YouTube. So
the main reason we started doing this was because during an episode, we had one of my best friends, Carrie, on, and she basically said, because it was after the quarantining had started, she's like, I miss people. Why is everybody's cameras turned off? Just turn on the cameras and just start recording, and you know, you could post it as a video anyway. And then suddenly we were a video.
Yeah, basically. So it's all Carrie's fault.
I was just like, damn it, Carrie! I like not having to make an effort of looking like a decent human.
Yeah, but really the only reason this is a video podcast now is because it was such a small step from what we were doing to what we're doing now. If we had started this as a video show like way back when, it never would have happened, I don't think.
You just added pictures, and this is the way of the world. You know, I have meetings like this a couple of times a week, you know, where I'm looking at boxes.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, what are you going to do? You know?
Yeah. So you haven't performed out much. You're writing at least. Are you working on planning on putting out like a quarantine album or something?
I thought about doing a quarantine EP. Yeah, you know, I've got 3 or 4 songs. I got, you know, that one. I did early on. I did a parody of Hold Your Hand, you know, Better Wash Your Hands, and I thought it was the greatest idea in the world. Then I saw 2 or 3 other people had done it. You know.
Yeah, that's the problem with all of these like COVID-related parodies, is that everybody's doing them. So if you get an idea, go to YouTube and see if anyone else has done it, and you'll probably find 4 or 5. And as long as yours can be better than those 4 or 5, then go ahead.
And I feel that mine was out of the ones I saw. I mean, there were some nice videos, but I thought mine was tight and concise and did it on a video, and boom boom, out it went. You know. So I've got some songs. I've got a new song that I'm working on about you know, pulling down your mask. I think that has some good promise. But I'm trying to also write, you know, non-quarantine related songs.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other thing that I've been struggling with, is because I released a couple of quarantine-related songs, and I'm like, these are going to be dated very quickly, as soon as the pandemic is over, and then will people ever want to listen to them again is the question, Reliving the pandemic of 2020. Of all the years, this is not a year that I think people are going to want to be reliving.
No, I think we're pretty good once we get past this, not to look back.
Yeah. Let's just move on and pretend this year didn't happen at all.
Yeah.
So is there anything you'd like to plug?
FuMPFest. I think everybody should tune into FuMPFest. That's all I can say.
Well, thank you.
And because you do a great job every year.
Thank you.
I know it's a lot of work. I'm always impressed by the end result.
Well, lower your expectations, because I'm phoning it in this year.
No, you're not. You don't have that. I know. I don't know you real well. Let's face it, but I know you well enough to know you don't phone it in. You don't phone it in. You
I try not to. All right. Well, speaking of FuMPFest, let's play a promo.
Attention, fans of funny music. FuMPFest is back. Sort of. Due to, 2020, this year's FuMPFest will be taking place entirely online. So tune in for free from the safety and comfort of your own home. And join us for live performances by Amy Engelhardt, Worm Quartet, Carla Ulbrich, and Devo Spice. Plus, dumb parody ideas and the 10th annual Logan Whitehurst Memorial Award for Excellence in Comedy Music. Tune in Saturday, August 29th, beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. For links and additional information, including how to participate in Dumb Parody Ideas, visit FuMPFest.com. FuMPFest. Hey, somebody had to do it.
3, 2, 1.
There you go.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, first of all, Wildcard in the chat says, Spice, you are not phoning it in, you are zooming it in, or twitching it in. I appreciate that. Thank you. Just a reminder, the Nerds and Music Online event is taking place this weekend on the 22nd. That would be Saturday night, featuring Jonathan Colton, the Double Clicks, Nerdy, and Molly Lewis. With appearances by Paul and Storm and the Library Bards. What I did not realize until the newsletter went out today was that this is a fundraiser to benefit unhoused residents of Los Angeles through Direct Aid and Mutual Aid Disaster Relief Incorporated. Tickets are at houseseats.live. So tune into that. It's going to a good cause. Check it out. Hey, Luke, can you possibly move the fan so it's not blowing right on your microphone? Because the Zoom keeps cutting to you.
I have the fan off.
So why does it keep
cutting
to you?
The air conditioner is on. I can turn
maybe.
that off, but...
If it's too hot, leave it on. It's fine. I know it's like hot as balls in California right now.
How hot is it in balls?
It's 37 balls outside. Seriously, if it gets too hot, turn it back on. Really, it's not a big deal.
Fine.
And as I mentioned, the August FuMP newsletter went out today, featuring little blurbs about FuMPFest, the Logan Awards, the aforementioned charity show, and Steve Goody's music videos, plus some other stuff. To get the newsletter, you can sign up for a free account at thefump.com, or you can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP0820 for August of 2020. tiny.cc/FuMP0820. And speaking of FuMPFest, FuMPFest is a week from, what's it, Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah, week from Saturday. August 29th. Tune in live at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can tune in on Twitch at twitch.tv/the_FuMP, youtube.com/funnymusicproject, facebook.com/thefump, or dementiaradio.org. And the fact that the 3 FuMP links are different is driving me up a wall, and I need to figure out if there's a way we can change them so that they're all consistent without like setting up all new channels and stuff. There will be performances by Amy Engelhardt, Carla Ulbrich, Worm Quartet, and me, plus more performances during the FuMP Showcase. We've actually expanded the FuMP Showcase to an hour, so we've got more artists involved. We're going to have dumb parody ideas, and I got a bunch of entries for that. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted. Got some really good stuff. And we're going to have the video contest with two entries. So it's an actual official contest. I do want to mention the app is not going to be updated for this year. I tried. It turns out Adobe is dropping support for PhoneGap, and more importantly, they're dropping support for PhoneGap Build, which is the way you actually compile the HTML into an app and then upload it to Apple and Google and whatnot. Now, the problem is you can do it like through the terminal like it's 1974 and compile it that way and stuff. I'm not set up to do that right now. And considering it's next weekend and there's very little benefit to updating the app, I've just decided, screw it, it's not worth the effort. So we will look into updates for 2021. The app will be updated for the next in-person FuMPFest, whenever that happens to be. Hopefully 2021, but we'll see how things go, you know. So all that information and more can be found at FuMPFest.com. Got anything before tour dates?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. Tour dates. Fridays on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab featuring Dr. Pinkerton. Also Fridays on YouTube, Carla Ulbrich. On the 23rd online, Lauren Mayer. On the 29th online in various places, FuMPFest. And September 3rd through the 7th, Virtual Dragon Con with Mark Gunn and the Brobdingnagian Bards. And
I certainly hope that everyone involved with that does the whole, turning on the virtual background thing, and everyone's virtual background should be the famous carpet from Dragon Con.
Right. That would be great. All right, birthdays. We got a new one to add to the list. I didn't realize her birthday, but on the 17th, Amy Engelhardt was her birthday.
Hooray!
And coming up on the 24th, we have three of them. On the 24th is Matt Griffo, Marie Cecile Anderson of the Reformed Whores, and Pete Johnson of Garden Fresh. So happy birthday, folks.
Yay.
All right. Second song this week was by me. I posted a song. All right. Here is, I'll talk about, so Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion released a new song recently. You may have heard about it. It's called WAP. Mine is called WAPC for Wet Ass Pussycat.
My cat people, throw your paws in the air. Yeah. My cat people, throw your paws in the air.
When a cat needs a bath, here's some words you must heed. A wet ass pussy can make that artery bleed.
My cat people, throw your paws in the air.
Yeah, be careful with that wet ass pussy. The cat will go berserk when you wash that pussy. Plan to take a day off work after you wash that pussy. Pick it up, give it all you got. Fill the water, but not too hot. Put the pussy right in the bath. Swipe your nose with a fast onslaught. Stay on top, holding it down. Not underwater, don't let it drown. Blood in my mouth, rage in his eye. When he comes out, I'm gonna die. Hold him up, hang by his tail. For my sake, I wear chainmail. I just need to wash this damn cat now to get rid of all of his fleas. Hear it scream, hear it yell like a demon beast from hell. I will wash till you don't smell, but I can tell you this will not end well. Wailing and flailing, grab on the railing. He jumped out, but I grabbed him by the tail again. He whipped around with his claws and he jabbed him in. I looked down and there's blood on my abdomen. Pain's intense, I see stars. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna leave scars. Really ain't never felt the pain that burns, even when I sat through Superman Returns. I got some gauze and some stitches from this wet ass pussy. I think I need a tourniquet because my blood is gushing. It's like something from The Shining from this wet ass pussy. Now I think I'm gonna faint because I'm feeling loser. Look, I need a face shield, need a flak jacket, need a suit of armor and a weed whacker. Not pessimistic, but the conclusion is an ambulance and a transfusion. I wanted pets, a cute little tabby. I should have got one that wasn't so stabby. They should have warned me, proceed with caution. Take out insurance when you try to wash him. I don't want to do this at all anymore. My left arm is numb, my right arm is sore. I never thought that something that's so cute could result in this kind of gore. There's blood on the tub, there's tears in my eye. The water is red, the cat is still dry. It's just a small kitten, lion, not a giant cougar. The cat of my dreams became Freddy Krueger. I want to have a clean cat, Lord knows I'm trying. Slash my wrist, make it feel like I'm dying. Switch up a shape like a Power Ranger morphin. I think eating barbed wire might have been more fun. The thanks I get, I'm the one that feeds ya. Then he licks his ass and he makes me bleed. Some days I wish I got a gerbil. He can make you think that he's a harmless furball. Now I can't see through the thick steam, can't find the cat, but I think it's clean. But at this point, I just don't care. When I'm finally done, it's a crime scene.
My cat people, throw your paws in the air.
Yeah, be careful with that wet ass pussy. The cat will go berserk when you wash that pussy. Plan to take a day off work after you wash that pussy. Now from the ears to the tail, that's a wet ass pussy. All the neighbors hear it wail, that's a wet ass pussy. I'm talking that's a mad ass pussy. A wood chipper's got nothing on this wet ass pussy.
My cat people,
911, what is the nature of your emergency?
my cat people,
I tried to give my cat a bath.
Okay, sir, help is on the way. I need you to stay on the line, okay? Can you do that?
So much blood.
My cat people, throw your paws in the air. My cat people, throw your paws.
So yay, that's me. So the way this song came about is I decided, I need to try to, keep up with what's happening in the world of rap music, because I did grow up a rap fan, and I'm kind of out of the loop these days. And I was like, this is something I considered doing a while ago, but I was like, you know what? iTunes they publish like their top 10, 20, 200 songs, whatever, in all the genres. I was like, I can actually make a playlist in Spotify of the top 10 rap songs from iTunes. So I did that, and number one on the list was WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. And, and I set the rest of them, and I heard the song. It was number one, and it apparently had just come out like the day before, and just shot to number one. So I heard the song, and I was like, okay, kind of cool. And then I heard, the other songs on the list. And I listened to it a couple of times, and this song stuck out to me as something that, seemed like it wanted to be parodied. And then, like, the news spread of this song, like the conservatives heard the song and just freaked out because women are enjoying sex and that's not allowed. And if you really want to laugh, look up what Ben Shapiro said about this song on his channel. And somebody actually he was like reciting the lyrics like carefully, He's like, that's a wet ass P word, on the thing. Somebody took his recitation of it and set it to Cardi B's music, and it's highly amusing. So anyway, as the controversy, swelled, and the song kind of went viral that way too, because because I think it's a good song. I really do. It's a sex positive song. We don't get too many of those, and it's a controversial song, and it's pissing off the ultra conservative. So I mean, it's firing on all cylinders here. So I was like, okay, so this is a song that I should probably take a stab at. And so I was going through, all the different things I could possibly, make work. And I remember I was driving home, and I was like, wet ass pussy, and I was like, I could just keep that and make it about washing a cat. And then it was like, yup, okay, we have a winner. and then I started doing this. I started writing the song. And that slot last Friday was actually supposed to go to the Boobles. And C Monkey had emailed me saying that his song wasn't ready. But he was like, don't worry, I'll have something posted. And I was like, well, actually, if you want to step back, I'm working on a song. We can just, swap slots and I can get the song done. And I work much better with a deadline. So that, that's how the song got done. So I think it came out good.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
I like it. I'm not real familiar with the original, but listening closely to the lyrics, I really got a kick out of it.
Thank you.
And I don't even own a cat. So.
I don't either.
I'm a bird guy.
I'm allergic to cats, so that we do not. Jen constantly pesters me. She wants a cat bad, and eventually she's probably going to win. But I have allergies, and so I'm pushing it off as long as physically possible.
Yeah, I had heard about the song, but hadn't actually heard the song or watched the video. just for whatever reason. And then when you posted your parody, which to me seemed like I had not heard about this song for very long before you posted this, and I was like, wow, that was really fast. So I, when I had the time, I sat down. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch the video. And I watched the video, and then because for some reason the official video has the like censored version, and then I went
the radio edit, such as it is.
Yeah, and then I went and watched one of the lyric videos that has the lyrics that are uncensored, and I'm like, okay, cool, all right, now I'm gonna go listen to Devo's version, and I just kind of assumed, due to how quickly that you came up with this, that it wasn't gonna be the whole song, that it was just gonna be like a kind of a mini parody, but no, you did the whole song, and I was like, wow, this sounds really great. And it's like the lyrics are great, the music is great, and the fact that you got Schaefer's sample for it for the hook was like, oh god, that's ingenious, that's perfect. So yeah, just it's like a very it's like, once again, Devo Spice does the thing that he's really good at, really good once again.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that sample was interesting because the original song, for those of you who haven't heard it, is a sample from a song from the early 90s, I believe. I can't remember who the artist is, but the guy says, "There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house," and it just keeps looping. There's some whores in this house, or up in here, I forget which. And I generally don't like it when artists rap over a vocal sample like that. I find it distracting. Like when I'm trying to listen to the lyrics, there's two voices, clashing with each other. But I was like, okay, well, obviously I have to do something. And the first thing that came to my mind was this sample from Schaefer the Dark Lord's song, "All my cat people, throw your hands in the air." And so first thing I did was I emailed Schaefer, and I was like, hey, here's what I'm doing. Are you okay with me sampling your song? And he was like, oh yeah, absolutely, man, go ahead. So I got the sample, and I started putting it in, and I could not make it fit because his beat and Cardi's beat was just clashing something fierce. So I emailed him back, and I'm like, hey, by any chance, do you have an acapella mix I can have? And I was expecting him to say, no, sorry, I don't have those files anymore, whatever. And I was like, all right, I'll deal with what I have. And he was like, no, yeah, here it goes right here. So he sends me an a cappella mix of the song. And I was like, thank you. So I was able to isolate just the vocals from that loop and put it in, and it fit perfectly. So yeah, it was fantastic. So big shout out to Schaefer for that. Also need to give some props to Shoebox of Worm Quartet. I sent him the lyrics after the first draft, and he made a couple suggestions. The one line in particular I was really struggling with was I had the line that is currently I wanted a pet, a cute little tabby. I should have got one that wasn't so stabby. That was Shoebox's line. My original line was, I wanted a pet, one I could enjoy. We should have got one that wasn't so pointy. And I think pointy is funnier than stabby, but nothing rhymes with pointy that fits in there. And I was like, I like the pointy line. I can't come up with anything from before that. So he finally said, well, if you change it to stabby, you can rhyme it with tabby. And I was like, huh, okay. So he came up with that, and there were a couple of the little suggestions he made throughout the song. And then I emailed Carrie, and I'm like, hey, Carrie, can you play a 911 operator for me? And she's like, sure. When do you need it? And I'm like, now. So
yeah, that's probably the most surprising thing, is because Carrie has a very busy life right now. It's like, wow, you got Carrie to do a thing.
She did
Impressive.
She did it like in her car, I think, while she was waiting for Alex to come or something like that. And the only reason I know that is because she sent me a video of she just turned the camera on herself and recorded herself saying her lines. So I actually have a video of Carrie sitting in her car saying those lines.
So next FuMP CD, the bonus content is just that video of Carrie.
Right.
There you go.
So you're allergic, so I assume you've never owned a cat?
I have never owned a cat. No. I grew up with I grew up. In high school we got a dog which was a Lhasa Apso, and then when Jen and I when she got pregnant with our first child, we got a dog who's a Yorkshire Terrier. Both of those breeds have hair instead of fur, so they don't shed. They have different dander, and so they're hypoallergenic basically. So most people with dog allergies can have these breeds. So I was not allergic to either of those dogs, thankfully. Jen, when we first started dating, in her house had a Springer Spaniel named Max, who was the biggest, friendliest, dumbest dog I've ever met. And I was so allergic to him. I mean, I walk in that house and my eyes would swell up. They'd start watering. I'd start sneezing. I'd start itching. I have never been so allergic to an animal in my life than I was with that dog. And they have a cat now, and I don't react to the cat nearly as much as I did to that dog. But yeah, and that's why Jen is after me to get a cat, because when I go over there, I don't react too much. I'm like, we have rats. I react to the rats when I hold them. So, but yeah, no cats for me.
So in the, with the way, especially with, we've done this for years, but especially with the way things are with the quarantining, a very good way to make music videos for things is to have, to crowdsource it and have people send you videos of things like we're attempting to do for the song Do the Cow. Are you going to try to get everybody to take video of themselves giving their cats a bath and attempt to edit together a video for that?
I'm debating. We could certainly go that route. I'm not sure that would work with all the lyrics, but maybe it will. I kind of like, my brain has these grandiose ideas of parodying the original, video, and just trying to figure out what I can do with my green screen and some stock footage and some special effects and stuff. And it'll probably never happen, but I'd like to, give it a half-assed attempt and, see what I can do. I'm trying to think of like some way I could do this not easily, but realistically, because I'm not good at video. I don't have a sound stage, type thing. Like when I did the video for Everything Is Canceled, it was beautiful because it was Legos. I just held the Legos up in front of the camera, and that was the video, and it works for that song. I can't do that with this song. It's not really going to work. So I was trying to think of something I could do along those lines. And the only other thing I've come up with is like what White did with the video for Take Off Your T-Shirt, where it's like little cut off pieces of paper, and he's like dancing them around, like acting out the scene. That's the only other idea I've come up with. So I may do that. I may try to go all out and make it a real music video. I don't know. Because the thing is, there's people who are better at video than I am who are already putting out videos of, parodies of this song. There's one. There's a girl, a female rapper, who apparently only parodies Cardi B songs. She's an overweight woman. She calls herself Lardy B. And so she did a parody of this called Wings and Pizza. And it's actually really good. So I'm probably going to play that on Manic Mondays either this week or the next week. But yeah, so when I did this parody, I looked up see if anyone else had done parodies, and a lot of people, they call it a parody, which is just them lip syncing to the song. That's not a parody, but I guess people don't know what a parody is. But Wings and Pizza, I thought was well done.
I thought there was a tweet, Weird Al tweeted, "Everybody loves a WAP," and then in parentheses after Weird Al Polka, and then he put the link up to the Hamilton Polka.
That's great. That's awesome.
It's like, it's supposedly Al's not doing any more polka medleys in the future, but just I could just love to hear, like, Bermudian, the guy's like, "There's some whores in this house." Right. There's some whores in this house.
We could do that. I could update the my what was that song called? Hot Rocks Polka.
Yeah.
I could update that with some modern day rap songs, the hippin' and the hoppin'.
No, it was the House Party Polka.
House Party Polka. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I always loved that one.
I enjoyed that one too. All
I like
right.
I like the
So,
weird.
Devo, do you have any tour dates coming up?
No. What were you going to say,
Nothing
Drew?
happening a week from Saturday?
I like the Weird Al. I think it's on YouTube where somebody edited together all of his polka medleys. So
Oh, yeah. It's like 45 minutes long.
and it's just seamless, and it's really it's really pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw that. That was fantastic. I don't know if I've ever managed to watch the whole thing all the way through, though. Because it's 45 minutes long. That's a commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a playlist on my iTunes and my iPod of all of Weird Al's polkas because it's really good at getting me in a good mood very quickly. Just to be like, I'm just going to listen to the polka, just start playing them, and usually by the third or fourth one, I'm in a pretty good mood.
That's a good thing.
I love them so much, and I hope that I know that the Hamilton polka was a very specific, important circumstance, but I hope he will continue to do them in the future. But I've heard that he said that like at this point in his career, that's kind of I forgot the reason why. Just that maybe it's because all the rights of the different songs involved. Just that it makes without the record contract, like making those now like doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I remember him saying that it's like it's a royal pain putting those things together because of all the rights negotiations and royalties and whatnot he has to figure out. Because it is like a percentage of the song based on the duration of the song within the whole medley and stuff like that, and you have to. It's a royal pain. And I can imagine that without the record company's lawyers doing all the legwork for you, that it really would not be a pleasant experience. So but yeah, yes, FuMPFest is a week from Saturday. You can catch me at FuMPFest. I'll be right here in this room at FuMPFest. I'll probably have my hat on.
I'll be wearing my hat.
Well, it's forward on this video. Is it backwards for you?
Oh, I thought it shows up backwards in the videos.
No,
it's showing backwards for me right now. So
okay, yeah.
Turn around.
Let me see something. If I, mine flips the video too. Cool. All right, so let's do the thing.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Eclectic Lee wrote, I just saw a post on Bad Beth's Facebook page that made me realize something. For some of the newer FuMP artists, the FuMP CDs may be the only time their songs are available on physical media. Has this been discussed before? It has not been discussed before, but it is actually something I realized, that there are a whole bunch of artists out there who just don't release any form of physical media. I ran into that when I was trying to find something to play from Talia D, who's one of the artists from the New York Funny Songs Fest. The only song I could find from her was the one song that was on the New York Funny Songs Fest compilation album. Because she has nothing on Spotify, she has nothing on YouTube. All she has is that one song that's out there. So yeah, this is it's an interesting development with people not releasing stuff. It's just Beth does have an album. I have it. Yeah, here it is. It's called Too Deep, Bad Beth and Beyond. This has the songs that she submitted to Madame Opus. It has Show Me on the Doll and Summer of '69, both of which I freaking love. Those are fantastic songs. But yeah, this is her only release as far as I know. So the stuff that she submitted to the FuMP, the only releases they get are on the FuMP and on our compilations.
But think of how much money they're saving.
Yeah, that's right. See, the point of the release is to make money. I know that doesn't happen very often, but that's the point of a release.
It used to.
It used to, yes. Back in my day, we used to sell CDs and make money. So that's all the feedback we got for this week. Then this.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by a new artist, but it's someone that is known to this community because they have several songs posted to the FuMP Sideshow.
Excellent.
And Tuesday's song is by Insane Ian.
Woo!
And this week's Spotify playlist topic is fruits and vegetables. Because why not? I wanted to play Vegetable Bod by TV's Kyle, so that's why. All right, Drew, plug yourself one more time.
DrewJacobs.com. Find me on Facebook, Funny Drew Jacobs, as opposed to the other Drew Jacobs, because there's a couple of them. And thanks for having me. I enjoyed being had.
Oh, thanks for coming on. Great to see you again.
Appreciate it.
You can find me at devospice.com. I'm also on Facebook at DevoSpice. I'm on YouTube at DevoSpice, and Instagram at DevoSpice, and everywhere at DevoSpice. I'm just everywhere. Yeah. Unlike the FuMP, I have the same name everywhere.
Me too. When for the end bit, turn the camera back on.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hey, Brett G in the chat. After we're done with the cast here, can you join the call so we can do a quick sound check for FuMPFest? Because why not? We're on. All right. So thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
I'm Drew Jacobs.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
"There's some catnip in this mouse. There's 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 some catnip in